Audio check 1 2. Audio check, audio check. All right, we're rolling. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another fun day of trading. We've just opened up right now, guys. We're trading at all-time highs, 100-point gap to the upside, fairly freaking bullish. Morning here. What did we do? We we're at all-time highs right now. We are at all-time highs. We will be trading around 10 o'clock today. It was a nice long here for those that took it. I grabbed a short today earlier in the morning, but this was a perfect rejection of a long at 9:15. I just didn't like the time there, but relative equal highs here, rejecting of this BISI. And it just, this, I didn't know what would happen, but like a quick like 1-to-1, that would have been a lot easier to grab. But all in all, let's wait a bit here. How you guys doing today? Everybody doing okay? Catch any trades in the morning? In a couple of minutes, we'll do a quick trade review. I just want to see what NQ is going to do here. We're definitely pushing. It's really hard to trade PA like this, right? Because we can't pick tops, right? Liquidity has been taken, right? And then we pushed higher. So shorts, you know, I don't have any clear targets. Longs, you're kind of trading till infinity here. So, but all in all, let's see here what's happening on an RTH perspective. So you can see we created this huge gap here, right? So price hasn't traded to any of this. So what is that? That's a draw on liquidity, right? But again, we can't pick tops, so we gotta play it a bit safe. So we'll wait for first presentation for Valley Gap. We'll wait for some liquidity to form. And then we'll man, TOPSTEP's really lagging for me. Daily, top left here. Look what we have here. This is technically like, you know, this PA here could be refilled again. But again, we had an indecision candle. We pushed higher. 4 hour, again, we pushed into weekly. So this blue bar here on the top left, it is a weekly new opening gap, the NWOG. But all in all here, guys, we gotta wait here. There's nothing here to trade, in my opinion. We just gotta wait a bit here. So my commentary might be a bit bland up until like 9:50. That's when the macro's gonna kick in, and that's when we're gonna try to take a trade. Prices, there's nothing stopping right now. Price will keep going up, right? It's just what it pushed into this 930 fair value up, created a wick. It's pushing higher now. Almost done here on my end, guys. Sorry, I'm just taking care of one thing here before we get into some commentary. There's okay. All right. This is what we have here, guys. Again, 5 minutes bullish. Nice sweep on liquidity here. So here on the actually you can't really see the 5 minute here. Let me do this here. So on the 5 minute, look what price did from an electronic trading perspective. It created these relative equal lows here. Price tagged them, pushed higher. Right now it's pushing higher. We do have like this fair value gap, which we can map here. I'm not going to be keying off of it, but it's nice to see how price is going to respect this 930 fair value gap. RTH, as I said before, the gap is 95 handles, which is fairly large. So do expect like a generally bullish day. If it's above 120 based on ICT's rules, do expect more longs and shorts. And remember, there's always a 70% chance that mean threshold here is going to get tagged in the first 30 minutes. Here, with this kind of price action and how the 4 hour here reached out to the new week opening gap and just rejected it and pushed up higher, that for me, again, is very bullish from a 4 hour perspective. Again, you could chase this, but I'm going to wait for a bit more. Maybe some like relative equal highs to form for it to pull back, maybe bounce off of like the RTH high, maybe even push back into mean threshold before I start taking longs. So I do want to wait for some kind of retracements here. From a 1 hour perspective, again, it's crazy bullish. We got this fair value up here that formed after, is that today's London? Yeah, 3 o'clock London today. We had an expansion higher, then it consolidated, and now it's expanding once again. Okay, you can see here, price isn't really tagging into this 1 hour fair value gap. It's staying, like, look where the bodies are staying and look where the wicks are going. This indicates bullishness here. Okay, so always look at how the bodies stay to the actual how the bodies close and how the wicks tag fair value gaps. So again, fairly bullish push here. We'll see. Let's map out our 950 to 1010 macro. All right, that's where the money is going to be most likely. And then we got news right here. Okay, so let's make a little arrow here. I think it's Jolts today, if I'm not mistaken. Let me quickly see here. Jolts job opening. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good memory, man. Jolts red folder here. Okay. So do watch out for that. I do have a hard stop today at 10:30, so hopefully we can catch something by 10:30. But this was the trade here in the morning. It was pretty clean. And so if you guys want to grab this long and hold it, feel free. But I just can't get a... Actually, look at this, guys. Before we go into the trade review, this is first presentation fair value gap for today. So let's call this, today's Tuesday, right? Tuesday, New York, first presentation fair value gap at 729. Okay. So you can see here, price created it, came back, tapped it, pushed up higher, and right now it's pushing higher here. So, could you have grabbed along like this? If, in theory, yes. But that would have been extremely hard to catch that. Even on the 15-second chart, that would have been, I'm looking right now, would have been a tough catch grabbing that there and then just it ripping higher. When would we short? If price creates some some disruption to the upside, right? It creates jaggedness. We get below first presentation. I'm seeing it reject to the downside. That might be a possible trade. Like what I'm liking about this and about shorts today is we haven't really tapped into the RTH, right? So this is untraded regular trading hours gap, right? So everything from here all the way down, this is all untraded, okay? And price usually wants to balance specific price action. So this is something you think, no, it's not LM. And the reason why is the rule of thumb is first presentation cannot happen. First of all, that's weird. I don't remember this wick being here. I remember this being a fair value gap. I don't know how my chart's updated, but if this was a gap, the reason why it wouldn't is because first presentation fair value gaps cannot happen on the 930 candle. They can only happen if we tag liquidity during the 930, which we have in this case. And that's why I checked. Like if you go to regular trading hours, no liquidity has been tapped. If it opened up like below these levels here and it pushed up higher, that would be my first presentation. But because we opened up higher and pushed up, for me, that's not a 930 fair value gap. But that is weird. It updated minutes after with this wick here. That wasn't there before. Yeah, but good question there. All right, so I guess while we're waiting, so let's create, I do want to create an alert here. And because we're not going to stare at this, I just want to key your eyes to this right here quickly. It was a really clean trade in the morning. So very simple. Price created relative equal lows, right? During London. It created a second pair of, like when you see things like this, like one pair of lows, two pair of lows, high probability targets. What did it do? It pushed higher. It took out London highs right here. Okay. It created a 6 a.m. first presentation fair value gap. So the first fair value gap in the morning session. You can see here price kind of, it is respecting it, but you can see it's kind of cutting in both directions. And then here I was still unsure which way it's going to go, but you can see here it created some buy side liquidity, so relative equal highs. It tagged it with a very aggressive candle, and you can see here price dropped right below it, completely invalidating this bullish move to the upside. You can see here all the bodies moving forward are staying below the 6 a.m. first presentation, and then that's when I took my short there. I had my stop above this inversion, and then it just pushed lower to these lows here. I did do a scale out here of 25%, and then the remaining contracts got pulled out there. So that's kind of the trade, guys. Just study, just screenshot it. It's a really good example of pre 930 price action. And then price started doing this. You guys caught like, you know, it inverted technically the 6 a.m. first presentation fair, or this BISI to the upside. It also inverted this as well. Like there was ways of catching it as well, except I was downstairs grabbing a coffee instead of trading. So again, possible longs here, but again, like, you know, we had relative equal highs here as well, which is resting liquidity. So all price is doing is just ranging from side to side. And there's my alarm there. So we're back to seeing what's going to happen. You waited, eh? Yeah. Well, you know, I'm glad that you caught it at least, Al. At least from like an eye perspective, just seeing it, like at least like you saw it before it happened, and then watching it happen while you're like, I should have been in this trade. What I'm not liking about this so much is just that we have red folder news at 10 o'clock. So what I like to do is transpose the New York first presentation to my 15-second chart. Nice to see Dalba. Hopefully you guys didn't trade yesterday. Yesterday was a brutal trading day. No news Monday. Get ready to get chopped around. I'm not even a live stream on days like that, right? So technically, let's see here. You know, would this be a viable short? 2.5 to 1. Let's see if price is going to go back to this area, show me some kind of rejection, and then push lower. It might just drop from here. But to be honest, here, oh, come on, pull back once more for me. Come on, NQ. How many handles is that? 12 handles. Okay, let's see how this is going to reject here. Be nice to see this 1 minute candle not close in the next 2 seconds above it. I'm still waiting for the short here. I might execute on it. Okay, I'm taking a short here. All right, short's been taken. That's my position. There's my high, and I'm targeting the 930 low there. Very easy target here to the downside. This is nice rejection to the downside. What I'm not liking about this is, you know what? It's decent. I categorize it as a B plus trade. We're not in the macro time. We've got news up in front of us, but I think we should at least target RTH highs. You guys want to be a bit safer. RTH highs at 595.25. There you go. That's going to be my trade. I'm moving my stop loss. It's still right here. That's where my stop loss is now. And now I just need to see this momentum to continue this first presentation, rejecting price to the downside. And just, this is the easiest target here. RTH highs. And many times I tried to trade past it. Do I think it's going to tag this liquidity here? If it does get to this level, it possibly can. It's just so many times price screwed me over and just bounced off of it. So maybe it's PTSD from my end, but I'll take this. Like right now I'm risking 180 for 480 per account. So it's essentially almost a 3-to-1 here with my new stop loss adjustment. Right. My confidence here is 70% that we will drop to the level that I've indicated there below. I'm gonna move my stop loss to that high right there. Just above the first presentation. Oh, look a tick above it. And then if you're at this position here, you can definitely break even. Price were to go back up to this level. Chances are that it might just keep going up here. But again, RTH, it should touch it at least. That's what I'm thinking. All right, I'm going to break even. All right, and now it's a risk-free trade. Currently, we're sitting at just over 1 hour. And if it tags it, then it's going to be a good day. Macros in 1 minute here. There you go. Who here caught the trade? Remember I said about resting liquidity right here? It's you know, tagged these two levels here. The 930 low, that was my initial target, but I couldn't, it was hard there to sit on my hands for that level. And then like the last level here, if you're still in it, partial out, but grab that low there. That's going to be your final target, I think, to the downside. You got that? High five, Dell. Bap, 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 bap. Ella, you got that too? Ella, if you caught that, you'll get also a virtual high five. That's how you do it. And then if you guys, what was your target, Dell? I'm curious. And there's like, so right now you guys should be fully out. It's at a quarter. All right, Ella, high five. Bop, 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 bop. High fives for my 4 viewers. Look at that. And we're making money here. Real freaking money. And that's called the Judas swing, guys. And that's how we use the first presentation, getting stop loss real tight, targeting levels. Like this is just the equal lows. Perfect. Exactly. Really good. 1 hour looking ultra bearish now. Look how things switched here. Hey, Alex, how's it going? I was going to take and decide not to because of the news. Yeah, but news was in 10 minutes, man. And it had to move 28 pips. And we were in the macro. Because Alex, I thought about that too. And it was a negative confluence. But what price could have done? Do you think it would have done this before news? Maybe. And then pushed lower, right? But to be honest, Alex, that's a proper approach. And don't break your rules. Like if pre-news trades always screws you over, then that's you know, it's the right move if it's to your plan. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to drop a like. It's the currency of the trade. All right, 1.1K up for the day. Nice. Let's see what news is going to give. We'll give 10 minutes after news. And then if price really shows nothing, then lock your accounts and just call it a day. Make it nice and easy. But right now, I'm not interested in any trades up until 10 o'clock. All right. Sorry guys. I just have to brag to some of my friends that I pulled more profits than they did today while being on live stream. Borata, thank you. Yeah, like Ella, nice trade. Dell, nice trade. Alex, good approach. Locked out, good. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Lock out. And I think, like let's look at like what price will do now. Okay, I can't just stream for 15 minutes, take out any trade, just leave. I think I have to give you guys a bit more value, right? A bit more bang for your buck. Should taking a risk. Yeah. Or Alex, like if, or maybe do this, Alex. If it's a good trade, but it's like pre-news, even trade like $50, right? Just say, you know what? This is like a good setup. Uses in 10, 15 minutes. Let me just risk $50 here. And that's just going to add to your confidence of taking future trades, right? So news is out in 5 minutes here. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to pick my brain. I'm here. I'm here for like another 20 minutes. And then we'll see what happens. Like what happens. So like right now, like the price action before news, I'm not even interested in it right now. But all in all, guys, what's pricing right now? Okay, so let's do a quick, man, my attention today is scattered. So we pushed up higher, Judah swing. So let's do some annotations here, okay? For those that are joining right now, this was a Judah, okay? I love this. Large RTH gaps, doesn't poke into it. It just shoots straight up. This right here for me is not really poking into it. It's 3 pips to the downside. Or sorry, not pips, but points. It pushes the upside to some random level. If you do some extensions, I'm pretty sure there's some logic to it. Maybe on the 15-second chart. Let's see here. So look on the 15-second chart. It almost got to like a 2 fib extension. Push lower, traded into this RTH gap. Look what I waited for. I waited for rejection, which it gave us. Pushed lower, took out relative equal lows here. So this is sell side liquidity. So in the 1 minute. And then where can price go to right now? All right, this level here is a bit interesting. Actually, no, there's a wick there. Okay, where can price go to? So these are the levels that right now are eyeing me out. So London lows would be my next target here. See this right here? These are relative equal lows. Equal lows. Am I going to trade this? No, but if we were still looking for a trade and things were looking good, this right here is relatively equal. This is probably going to get targeted this morning, if not this afternoon. So that trade I'm liking. And then if you guys do manage to catch a short to this level and it does span out, call it a day. Okay. News is out in 2 minutes. We'll see what happens. But let's mark these London lows on the 1 minute chart. So this right here, London lows. And do we really think that price is just going to leave this here? We'll see. My prediction is hopefully we reject the RTH high and we push lower. We hit mean threshold and then we hit London lows. So price right now is approaching RTH highs. News is coming out in 45 seconds. And let's see what news is going to give us here. If we're going to get any goodies. That was the trade. That was first trade. How much did I lose out on this? I got 2.7. Could have been 5.1. So honestly, I missed out on $600 there, but it is what it is. London lows said like they look interesting. News just came out. That's an interesting 1 minute candle. Look at that. There's no wick on the bottom. Would I take something like this? No, I'm just sizing my trade right now, or a potential trade. But looking at the 5 minute here, it took out sell side, and then right now what you're anticipating is that the bearish pressure is gonna keep up and it's gonna continue driving to mean threshold and London lows. I'll need to see some kind of like mini Judah to the upside, like some disturbance, taking sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity and then pushing lower with like a 1 minute market structure shift, change of delivery, and then that will be my short. But right now I'm not seeing that. And you just came out. So that was a very low impact red folder news event. Pretty anemic response, as ICT likes to use that word a lot. So we will see what price is going to give us today. This right here. Imagine if this just plummets London lows here. We're staying in the upper half of the RTH gap, right? And it's bouncing off of this level right here. Do you guys see like this like really thin threaded line that I have here? That's 25%. So it's used as, you'll see price bouncing off these levels in the future, okay? Look at that right there. Nice bounce. It looks like it's rejecting it. But again, like we want to see something like this for us to take a short, like something like that. I need to be certain that my stop has like at least a 65% chance of staying alive and that price action has shifted. Okay, this here, did it invert? Maybe. The reason why I'm not loving this is like, this is technically relatively equal here on the 1 minute, right? Price comes up into here and just shows me that the next two candles won't close above mean threshold. This might be like approach 2 for a quick trade. Just not loving these highs. But this right now, this right now looks like a B minus, C plus, maybe C trade. Again, I'm not putting my cards against this. This was a great trade. This is sketchy. 5 minute looks a bit sketchy. I think it's going to drop lower. It's just, I'm not confident right now in taking a short in front of all of you. I need to see a bit more development here on the 1 minute. 15 minute looks bearish. 5 minute. It would be nice to see this, like this candle to go up, wick this, come right back lower, and that's going to be 100% trade for me. But let's give price a bit more time here. So this inverted technically right now. On the 15 minute, price is bouncing off of the low of this fair value gap. But I want more. Maybe I won't get more. Maybe price will just drop. Price is also pushing into, like, look at the 1 hour here. The candle before this rejected this 1 hour fair value gap here, right? So like you're trading into this as negative confluence as well. And you're anticipating that we get to London lows. We're still in the macro right now. I think London lows are going to get hit, to be honest. It would be nice to see. Okay, so this would be nice. If we start pulling back here, this is going to be relatively equal. Relatively equal if price does push up from here. And if we can just do that, that would be acceptable, permissible. And I like how we're not still at mean threshold of this RTH gap. So let's see if we can get a push higher here or if price is going to continue to drop. I really don't want this to be tapped. This creates high probability shorts if it leaves things like that. Perfect. Even a nicer, relatively equal low. This is going to close in 15 seconds. I think we're going to get like something like that. But see here, like you're left with okay, so that's a nice level. Now let's see if we can time the turnaround here. So this was the fair value gap it pushed into. Like, would I be comfortable in leaving my stop loss there? I personally wouldn't, right? It would have to kind of go higher, show me some kind of rejection of this inversion here once again, and then maybe something like that. That would be better for me. But so far, let's wait a bit longer here and see what price is going to give us. 5 minute looks, yeah, 5 minute looks bearish overall. 15 minute looks good. Relative equal lows below us. This body's closing below this. That was a nice rejection of this fair value gap here from like the 1003 candle. It's just risk reward is skewed here on a trade, and I do not want to put my stop loss there. But if you guys are like passing combines or something, I would go full here and see if I can pass a combine. So a couple of minutes left in the macro. 4 more minutes. Good morning. Oh, thanks a lot, Super Bartek. Relative equal lows tagged here. I think this is a trade that I just won't catch today. If you guys got in here, great. But one-to-one trades would be silly. So right now the interest was here. I really wish it pulled up a bit higher and then it pulled back. But yeah, London lows is like the next draw on liquidity here. 1 hour is going to be very bearish. Like look within the first 8 minutes, look how it's pushing down. 15-minute looks bearish. Let's sweep Asia high and London low. I never traded the sweep of like a high before. It's always lows for me. But is it a salient level to high? I think it is. So there you go. I would have been invalidated there. And to be honest, guys, let's give this 7 more minutes till 10:15 and see if something's tradable here. But relative equal lows have been tagged. We're pushing up higher. I don't know if high probability is shorting right now. I think the high probability shorts already happened. The longs, if you manage to get in early on, like this would have been a great long. Okay, this is all hindsight. But pre-open, this is even something like this here. This is how you want fair value gaps to reject. Like this is 10 out of 10 rejections here. Okay. So I think all in all, price has moved 80 points to the upside, 100 to the downside. And then how much more displacement are you waiting for, right? But let's give it 6 more minutes here. And then as we get to 10:30, to be honest, if I were to say there's like a no trade zone, I would say like no trading from like 10:20 all the way till like 10:40. Like this right here. This is where I lose money based on my stats. This period is when things consolidate and you go a bit funky. And then when I start making profit again, it's going to be at 10:50 all the way till 11:10, right? It's just the macro. It's where price, like what price does between these macro times, it engineers liquidity, and then during these times it just tags it. Very simple. So like this is like this is like a no trade zone. You know, no trading. It's literally gambling, I think. So right now 1 hour looks 1 hour is you know, it's this candle has to close here, but I'm not loving how it's looking so far. We've typed out liquidity. If this stays open up until 1:30, I might try taking shorts at 1:30. I'll see. I don't know. But I guess all in all, guys, I think we have to wrap it up today. We had some good trades in the morning, post 9:30. Pre 9:30, there was a sick long, if you guys caught that. And right now, over the last 21 minutes, price hasn't really moved. It's been consolidating in like a 35 pip range, which is fairly large, but it's still moving sideways. This is not high resistance liquidity. We are creating fair value gaps. I think that might be tagged right now. Like see these highs right here? These are relatively equal. This is like a mini draw on liquidity. Okay. But again, it's just, I don't have right now a strong bias other than the short here that it may get tagged. If price just did this to the upside and it gave me this rejection, I would probably short here. But because it took out relative equal lows before pushing higher, this made the short that much less probable of it happening. Okay. Not saying that it won't drop from here, but this right here, this sweep, I don't want to be trading back into that, especially like on the 1 minute. Like imagine this was a 1 hour chart where we have relative equal lows, price sweeps it, expands higher, and then it just starts rejecting this random 957 fair value gap. To be honest, I wouldn't care about that. So all in all, guys, I'm going to close it off here. I'm going to enjoy my protein smoothie, get my 30 grams of protein in the morning. Hopefully you guys caught something. If you guys are interested in content like this, feel free to sub and to like. And I think, let's see tomorrow if we're going to stream. It's all based on news. Forex Factory. Let's see what we have tomorrow. All right. We've got news at 10 o'clock, orange folder. And we got 8:30 news. Tomorrow's going to be a good trading day. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. And without further ado, guys, stay safe.